Hello, it's Blue Orange 22. So I want to talk about a post currently on the 2Xchromosomes subreddit. That's an example of women defending a woman who murdered a man. So here's the post on the 2Xchromosomes subreddit that I'm talking about. You can see the title, I shouldn't be surprised by how much Reddit hates Carol Baskins. Now, if you're not familiar, Carol Baskins is one of the people featured on the series Tiger Kings, which is completely insane, by the way. And in this series, it's strongly implied that Carol murdered her husband. As you can imagine, she's been getting a lot of criticism and hate on the internet, but according to this post, people are only criticizing Carol because of sexism and misogyny, even though the poster admits that she may have killed her husband. Take a look. Okay, so here are some quotes from the post, which I've linked below. Now that I'm done with the show, I was surprised that so many people just seem to actually genuinely hate her, referring to Carol. Now, this is why. I get that Reddit hates women, but I expected her to have done something to earn that hate. I mean, she may have killed her husband, but... Wait, what? She admits that she may have murdered her husband, actually killed another human being, but then says, I thought she actually did something to earn that hate. You mean murdering another human being isn't doing something to actually earn hate? I mean, just read that comment again. I get that Reddit hates women. She's trying to make it sound like it's sexist. But I expected her to have done something to earn that hate. I mean, she may have killed her husband. Yeah, she may have killed her husband, but as if that's not a big deal? She may have killed her husband, but as if it's some offhand thing. Just some casual afterthought. Murdering another human being. And the way she tries to make it sound like it's sexism against women. The only reason why people are criticizing Carol is because of misogyny. When she killed her husband. I mean, just imagine if it was the other way around. Imagine if it was a man who murdered his wife. He would easily be the most hated character on the show, and nobody would be defending him. But now this post is saying that the only reason why people don't like Carol is because she's a woman and misogyny. But at the same time, she literally admits that she may have killed her husband. Now, what's troubling about this is it's not just one person's opinion. If you look at the post, as of now, it has 350 upvotes. So lots of people agree with it. And if you browse through the comments, you'll see a lot of commenters basically saying the same thing, or basically downplaying the fact that she committed murder. Here's an example of one. I'm only on episode 3, but even though Carol was weird as fuck and potentially murdered her husband, I find Joe just as sinister. But to me, the main villain of the piece in my mind is Doc. So even though she admits that Carol may have murdered her husband, she still thinks that the other men are worse. But Carol's the killer. She's the one who murdered another human being. But it's still the men who are worse. And it's still a man who's the main villain. I mean, the whole thing is completely the other way around from what the post is saying. Saying, oh, well, people only hate Carol because she's a woman. And she's being treated more harshly because she's a woman. But it's the other way around. Carol's the one being defended on that sub because she's a woman. But she's the one who actually killed somebody. Now, to be clear, I am not defending the men on that show. They are absolutely awful, evil people. There's no question about it. That is not what I'm arguing against. That's not what I don't like about this thread. What I don't like about this thread is how she downplayed the fact that Carol murdered her husband. Remember this line. But I expected her to have done something to earn that hate. I mean, she may have killed her husband. That is doing something to earn that hate. That's killing a human being. But because it's a woman killing a man, it's not really a big deal.